I am not going home until I make a sale. This was the mentality. This was the drive. This is what I told myself when I woke up at 5:30 in the morning to be the first person on the phones that allowed me to become successful in my first year as a life insurance agent. This grit, this determination to figure out whatever it takes to become successful unlocked and allowed me to become a successful agent, selling over $500,000 my first year, not knowing what I'm going to do. And the reason I make this video is to share with you this principle. If you can learn this, your life, your ability to actually win in life insurance will change. I'm going to share with you the one thing that agents struggle with, and it's not knowing how to figure out how to make a sale, which I'm going to teach you here in a second. The reason that I shared with you this video, I remember all the days as a life insurance agent when I would literally sit on my stomach on the floor, and I would have my computer on the floor, and I had my email, my headset plugged in because I was tired of standing, I was tired of sitting, and I told myself, I am going to do whatever it takes to make a sale. I am not going home. I am not eating. I am not going to have my lunch until I make a sale. This grit changed my life. This grit of knowing that I am not doing anything in the morning. There's no text messages. There's no client work. There's no texting girlfriends. There's no calling my parents. There's no having a 45-minute lunch. There is no, meditation session in the morning. I am going to wake up. I'm going to pray. I'm going to go ahead and grab my water, and I'm going to figure out how I'm going to make a deal because I need to provide for my family. That I got into the life insurance industry because I wanted to figure out how I'm going to change my life. I have the leads. I have the phone. I have the script. How am I going to figure this out? This concept of I am not going home until I make a sale helped me in some of the darkest times in this business. I don't care what I had to do. I don't care how late I had to stay. I didn't care if I had to start in the morning when it's dark and I had to have all the lights on at the end of the day because, it's dark outside. I had to do whatever it took because I'm spending money on leads. I have a bank account that is being drained right now because I'm getting chargebacks, because I'm getting, return of payments. I'm getting chargebacks. I'm getting people who are telling me they need to cancel their policy. I was in desperation mode. But the only thing that kept me afloat, the only thing, I tell you, I was so close to quitting. Something I've never shared with you in the beginning, first 3 to 4 months, when I was selling all these policies, I reached out to Alex Hormozy and I was like, hey, I can sell. Here's my AP. I know how to sell. Are you hiring? I had an interview with him and I was like, I am so close. I got offered a position to work at one of his holding companies or continue the life insurance industry. And at this time, I met my business partner and I said, am I going to quit to go pursue sales, or am I going to build an agency? Am I going to build a company, or am I going to go out there and try to actually change and have a mission? And what I did is I looked at it all those days where I sat on the floor or I sat staring at the wall, like, how am I going to figure this out? How am I going to change my life? Am I going to be like everyone else who said it's too hard or I can't make this work? Or am I going to sit down, call the leads, and figure out how am I going to make a sale every single day? Because I was not going home. I was not going out to dinner. I was not eating. And this principle changed my life. And I want you guys to ask yourself right now, I think so many agents can have the right tools. They can have the right lead systems. They can have the right drip campaigns. They can have everything that you need to become successful. But what is the mentality that you have? Are you the type of person that has this core grit that's I am going to figure out whatever it takes? I'm going to send the text messages. I'm going to respond to the emails. I'm going to send a client a voice message asking if she has a friend that I know. Am I going to call Miss Betty up who told me to call her back in 6 months because she couldn't buy right now? I'm going to have a list of names. I used to write down a piece of like a name stacked up to the side of my desk of all these people that were so close to buying but they never did. I'm going to call that list of people that are just right there on the finish line. I am going to scratch. I'm going to claw. I'm going to call people 5 times if I have to. I'm going to send as many obnoxious text messages to people who are just right there on the finish line because I have to find a way to make a sale or I'm not going home. And if you don't have this mentality as a life insurance agent, if you don't have this mentality in general, you guys are sales agents. If you want to win in this industry, that's hard. This business is hard. You have to be hunters. This business of outbound dialing, this business of trying to find people who are on a fixed income, this trying to, hound people who've probably filled out all these forms who are getting hawked by other life insurance agents. Do they have the mentality that you have? Do they have the mentality that I'm going to make a sale? I don't care who's playing against me. I'm going to win your business. I'm going to take you. You're going to trust me. I'm going to serve you. I'm going to love you because I am not going home until I make a sale. And if you're struggling right now in the industry, I want you to look at your activity. I want you to look at how do you think about this industry? Are you back against the wall? Do you have to make this win? Do you have other options? Are you like, I don't really need to make money because I'm going part-time? If you put yourself in a position, what I did, when I gave up everything, I just bought a house with my brother. I had, a mortgage to provide for. I had leads to be bought. I had a failing system at first. I had an upline where I had no idea what I was doing. I had this dream that wasn't even true, but I knew I don't care whatever I have to do. What is going to keep me afloat is that I'm going to make a sale before I get home. Until I get home. And that's really what I focus on. And surely and truly enough, I know that you can make this business work if you live by this principle and actually make that fruitful. You can survive abundantly. You can make a great amount of income. You can change your life. And some of our most successful agents are making real money by living by this principle. I don't care what I got to do. All I know, if I can serve, I can help. And if I can figure out how I make a sale, I am not going home until I do that I will provide for my family. And that's the mentality that you need to have as a life insurance agent. And I promise you, it'll serve you. It'll help you. You'll love the industry. But if you go half-assed in this industry, if you don't go all the way in, if you go halfway in, halfway out, make the excuses, overthink. I don't really know. Cool. I made myself this deal, but it's Friday. It's 4:30. All my friends are going out. I didn't make a sale. We'll try it on Saturday. No. I cut that out. I literally would not go to dinner. I would not eat. I would not go hang out with a friend on a Friday at 6:30, 7 o'clock, because I'm calling a different time zone. I was in Maryland, calling in Texas, until I made a deal. Make that commitment. And once you can become a man or a woman who actually is someone who they say that they want to be, and they live that principle, like literally live it. Like I proved to myself that I'm making a sale before noon. I'm making a sale at 6 o'clock. I'm not going home until I make a sale. And then day after day, you make those sales. And day after day, and week after week, and month after month, you start sacking these repetitions of sales. You start winning, and you start building this momentum. Then you can look up and become successful as a life insurance agent. But until you keep the promises that you make to yourself and become someone who can actually go out there and be hunter, be someone who wants to win, be someone who says, I am going to do whatever it takes to provide for my family. I'm going to be a man that honors my word. I'm going to be a man, a father, a husband, a woman, a wife. I'm going to be a mother that is going to provide for my family. And I'm tired of asking myself, I'm going to make a sale today or I'm not going home. Your life won't change. But when you can change that and you can actually win and focus on, I don't care what's thrown my way. Give it all to me. Give the challenges. I'm going to figure out what I need to do because I have to make a deal or I'm not going home. You're going to see your life change, your bank account change, and you're going to make money. This is harder than people frame it out to be. And I want to share with you guys those tough times that I went through. Back against the wall, chargebacks being hit, lead bills being thrown my way, dialing all day, calling leads that I've never even heard of, people calling about auto insurance because I had no way to control my leads. And I'm figuring out, how can I make a sale? How can I close you? How can I go ahead and make that sale? Because that's my goal for the day. And if you make that your goal every day, I promise you, you'll have a fruitful experience in the life insurance industry. But you have to make this, a commitment to yourself, and you have to live by it. I promise you, if you do the dials, if you do the work and you outwork 14, 12 hours, I don't care what it is, and you actually sit in your chair and do the work and don't make these BS excuses, and you're gonna sell yourself, I don't care what I have to do, I ain't going home until I make a deal, your life will change. Cheers.